Matthew chapter 13, verses 3 through 8, records the parable of the sower, probably one of the most powerful parables in the Bible. A farmer went out to sow his seed. As he was scattering the seed, some fell along the path, and the birds came and ate it up. Some fell on rocky places where it did not have much soil. It sprang up quickly because the soil was shallow. But when the sun came up, the plants were scorched, and they withered because they had no root. Other seed fell among thorns, which grew up and choked the plants. Still, other seed fell on good soil, where it produced a crop 100, 60, or 30 times what was sown. Jesus explained this parable in Matthew chapter 13, verses 18 through 23. Listen then to what the parable of the sower means. When anyone hears the message about the kingdom and does not understand it, the evil one comes and snatches away what was sown in his heart. This is the seed sown along the path. The one who received the seed that fell on rocky places is the man who hears the word and at once receives it with joy. But since he has no root, he lasts only a short time. When trouble or persecution comes because of the word, he quickly falls away. The one who received the seed that fell among the thorns is the man who hears the word, but the worries of this life and the deceitfulness of wealth choke it, making it unfruitful. But the one who received the seed that fell on good soil is the man who hears the word and understands it. He produces a crop yielding 100, 60, or 30 times what was sown. The seed is the word of God, more specifically, the word of salvation. The sower is the person who shares the gospel. The soil is the human heart, the one who hears the gospel. This parable teaches the deep spiritual truth that many people will hear the truth of the gospel and have completely different reactions. Some will have hard hearts, shallow hearts, or hearts crowded with love for things that are bad. But others will have good hearts. The ones with good hearts will reproduce good things that will bless and bring salvation to others. Jesus is simply saying that some will reject life-changing truths, while others will embrace them. Of those who embrace truth, some will produce 30 times what they have received, 60 times what they have received, while others will reproduce 100 times what they have received. While teaching, Jesus uses the word hear 19 times. To hear means to receive the word deep into the heart, not just to listen. Each one of us must determine how much we will allow the word of God to affect and change us. Studying the Bible is very important, but even more important is obeying and applying what we have studied. The parable of the pearl of great price is found in Matthew chapter 13, verses 45 through 46. It says, "Again, the kingdom of heaven is like a merchant looking for fine pearls. When he found one of great value, he went away and sold everything he had and bought it." This parable teaches what happens when a lost sheep with good soil finds truth. When hungry people diligently seek for Bible truth, they will find it, and it will be very precious to them. So precious, they will be willing to give up all for it. They will make all changes necessary to both gain and keep the treasure of truth. Another powerful parable records the story of the Good Samaritan. In Luke chapter 10, verses 30 through 35, it says, "In reply, Jesus said, 'A man was going down from Jerusalem to Jericho when he fell into the hands of robbers. They stripped him of his clothes, beat him, and went away, leaving him half dead. A priest happened to be going down that same road, and when he saw the man, he passed by on the other side. So too, a Levite, when he came to the place and saw him, passed by on the other side. But a Samaritan, as he traveled, came where the man was, and when he saw him, he took pity on him. He went to him and bandaged his wounds, pouring on oil and wine. Then he put the man on his own donkey, took him to an inn, and took care of him. The next day he took out 2 silver coins and gave them to the innkeeper. 'Look after him,' he said, 'and when I return, I will reimburse you for any extra expense you may have.'" To understand this parable, we need to understand the background of this story. First was Jericho. It was considered the most sinful place in all of Israel. It was so sinful, many Jews walked miles out of their way to avoid going through it if traveling in its direction. Second, Samaritans were half Jewish and half Gentile. The Samaritans faced extreme racism. The Jews wouldn't even touch a Samaritan because to do so meant to become unclean. Third, a Levite was a member of the royal priesthood, a person who worked in the Jewish temple in Jerusalem. To summarize, a man traveled in the direction of Jericho, the place of sin. While traveling, thieves beat him close to death. While lying on the road half dead, a priest and a Levite, the ultimate examples of religion, passed by and did not help him. But a Samaritan had compassion. He stopped, bandaged his wounds, carried him to a hotel, and then even paid for the man to live there until he was healed.